Ricky Gervais is back with his first stand-up special in 7 years, and this time he's taken on all of humanity. Please welcome back the fabulous and quite funny Ricky Gervais. So, before we get into what the special is about, the question everybody wanted me to ask you is, are you excited about the royal wedding?
You can't even say it with a straight face. Am I excited about the royal family?
Yeah.
No.
The royal wedding.
No, I'm not excited about it. Listen, I've got nothing against the royal family, but I don't like any of that sort of frivolous nonsense.
Right.
Gossip. You know, I actually know William and Harry. They've come to about 2 or 3 of my gigs. You know, but no, I mean, it's on every paper all the time. My news show. It's like, oh no, I'm not interested at all.
I wonder, you know...
Thanks for asking.
Just on the same subject, though, when I was in England trying to do stand-up there, you can't say anything about the Queen. They have a fit, and they won't laugh. Is that true when you do it?
No, not anymore.
Not my
well, it was then.
No. I mean, I think that, you know, I think that BBC are still a bit stuffy because they get complaints and, you know, they're a sort of government body, so they fear complaints, but live, no, anything, it's just, no.
Well, when you go on the Golden Globes, a lot of time you are politically incorrect and hilarious, of course.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
So this is...
Well...
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about offence, isn't it? When people say they're offended, it's that, just because you're offended, it doesn't mean you're right, you know? It's... offence is about feelings, and feelings are personal. Some people are offended by equality. So what? You know, so you can't second-guess people. If you try and please everyone, you'll please no one. With comedy as well, I think you've got to deal with taboos and contentious issues, and sometimes you deal in irony, and some people don't get that, but, you know, you can't legislate against stupidity, otherwise you'll be doing nothing. So if you're saying anything, you should polarise. You should polarise, because everyone's different, so...
But this year you didn't host, and do you miss the fact that this was the Weinstein year?
Oh, I was salivating. Honestly. I got an adrenaline rush thinking of, you know, what I could say and whether I'd have to go to jail. And, you know, I like that opportunity because I do like that, you know, when there's a tension, when there's an elephant in the room, although he wasn't there this year. No, I do like that because I do like confronting that, because I think it takes the audience to a place it hasn't been before. And it can be a mutual backslapping, you know, fest, fine, but don't televise it, you know, because I'm not doing it for the 200 egos in the room. I'm doing it for the 200 million people watching around who aren't winning awards, who aren't millionaires, and who
don't care about the awards.
Right. Humanity, which we mentioned, is your first comedy special in 7 years, and you say that it's the right time for it, the subject matter. Why?
Yeah, well, I left it for 7 years, not on purpose. I was doing other things. I did a series, I did Derek, I did a couple of movies, and I pushed it back, because I always thought that stand-up was like the second or third thing I did, whereas now I've changed my mind.
Oh,
now it's my favourite thing. I could give everything else up, because it's such a privilege, and freedom of speech is so important these days. And you've got, you know... and I've reached the age now where I don't care anymore. You know what I mean? It's like,
welcome aboard,
what's the worst that can happen?
Welcome aboard.
I'm going to die soon.
Yeah.
So I'm offended. I'm going to die. So what? You know, so...
You made enough money at this point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm going to give that to animals anyway, just to see the look on my stupid family's face. Leave it all to animals.
And by the way, if Humanity is on Netflix, you're going to want to see it. So.
And you talk about your family in
I do. This is the most personal. Again, I think for the same reasons. You know, I think that it's nice to look back and it's a celebration. I talk about my mum and dad and who aren't with us anymore, and jokes about the mum and mum's funeral. You know, because that's what. I think that's what humour's for. It gets us over bad stuff. So it's a sin. Not to joke about all the bad things, that's a waste. Because that's exactly what we should joke about.
I also feel that when you talk about people who have gone to the next world, whatever that is, that you're keeping them alive in a way.
Well, yeah, they exist.
They're still there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And, you know, I tell it... you know, there was a lot of truth, so I tell the truth, you know. It's not just this idealised view of your mum. You tell, you know, why... I remember when I was 12, I got older brothers and sisters, which is why I'm like I am, I suppose. I had to show off to be heard, right? And they're much older than me. They're like 11, 13 and 14 years older than me. And I remember when I was about 12, I said to my mum, why are my brothers and sisters so much older than me? And she said, you were a mistake.
And there you have it.
I just laughed.
You know, it's true, because sometimes it's also the way you can grieve. Because when my brother passed, I mean, when I started talking about it in my show, because it was like, I couldn't understand how he was more good-looking dead than I was alive.
That's great.
You know, I mean, and people were like, really? I was like, yeah, because you gotta keep, you have to keep talking. You know, you have to keep talking to stay present.
Absolutely, you know? Making part of the thing, and it is with affection. You know, I just think that it's like my mum would have loved it. You know,
and they're hilarious anyway.
Well, it's funny. Funny is funny.
Yeah.
Funny is funny. There's no time and a place for being funny. I know some things are sensitive, and you know, I think you have to respect that. And let's get this: I wouldn't be doing those jokes at someone else's mum's funeral.
You do it at your own.
I wouldn't mind, you know, because I know that, you know.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about your partner Jane, because I've met Jane. She's a lovely person. You've been with her for how many years? 35?
30 years. Yeah.
30
over
years.
30 years. Yeah.
Not married yet, though.
No.
You're never going to get married.
No.
He doesn't like any of that stuff.
There's no point.
Yeah. No, there's no, you know, you know, we don't want our families to meet, and
But you've said that the key to a happy relationship is separate bathrooms, which I totally agree with.
that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah.
And why is that?
One less argument, isn't it? So yeah, no, it's great. It's lovely to have your space, and no, it's brilliant. Yeah.
I know. I think so too. What about separate bedrooms now?
Oh no.
No.
Let's not get crazy, Joy.
Just
No, you're really active on Twitter. You have 13 million followers, and you love to engage with trolls. It's a fun pastime for you.
Yeah.
You post unflattering photos of yourself, which I think we have, mostly in the bath. What is it with your bath obsession? What's going on here?
I love a bath. I think it's because when I was little, a bath was like a luxury. You know, we could afford like, you know, 2 a week each in the family. So now I think that's my luxury.
Now you're gluttonous, laying in the bath.
Honestly, my baths have got bigger and more luxurious. And yeah, I have 1 or 2 a day. And so I've got the iPhone. So I think, and it's great to look. You're in that position, and those are taken all around the world. There was Oslo, and I do a relevant, you know, bath pick wherever I go.
They're very themed.
Do you think
they're very themed? Yeah.
Do you think that growing up poor like you did, and I grew up in a tenement, Whoopi grew up in a project.
I was just in Iowa, so.
She's from Iowa, whatever. Do you think that makes you funnier?
Well, I think so, because that was the thing about growing up. I was born into poverty and like welfare housing, and my dad was a labourer, mum was a housewife, and I was the youngest of 4. But the point was to, you know, pay your way, then have a laugh.
Yeah.
And you know, that was the men. The women carried on working, obviously. But yeah, it was everything.
Survival.
It was survival. You laugh at everything. It gets you over it, you know. And if you can laugh in the face of adversity, you're bulletproof.
And also, if you can make your parents laugh.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can make their day better.
Absolutely.
You know,
we would tease them and everything, and they loved it. Yeah.
Come back sooner than 7 years, please.
Yeah, really.
Who knows if any of us will be here? Come back sooner.
You can sit here by yourself.
Humanity is available now on Netflix. Check it out, please. You will laugh, and you might even shed a tear.
It's so funny.
We'll be right back.